Hey crafty friends, this is Amanda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for watching my 5th video now. Woohoo, how exciting. I wanted to let you know that this is a sister video. I'm releasing 2 videos on the same day. I did them at the same time, but I chose to release 2 shorter videos than 1 longer video. You guys don't get bored. Hopefully you like both of them. I'll leave the link in the description below. I wanted to let you know before we start our card that Stampin' Up! Is having their annual 24-hour sale, 15% off of 58 stamp sets on October 23rd. I'll leave a link in the description, or you can always email me and we'll get you set up, save you some money. We're going to be starting out. We need some supplies. We need some adhesive and a piece of mint macaroon with the sentiment hope changes everything. Piece of DSP from the Gilded Autumn Designer Series pack. Some early espresso ribbon. The DSP is cut at 3/4 of an inch by 7. The mint macaroon 2.5 by 7. We need some fun foam, any color. My daughter just picked up orange, so that's what we're using. We need the 2 dies for the largest leaves in the Love of Leaves stamp set. There'll be no stamping in this particular card. You do need a pencil, and I always have a adhesive eraser. I have some early espresso on a clear block and some water so I could do some splotches. And 2 pieces of Whisper White. One is 10 by 7s to make an A7 size card, and then the second piece I believe is 3.5 inches by 7. We also need 1 more piece of Very Vanilla cut at 7 by 5. Alright, so we start by using our largest die and cutting into the top of the piece of Whisper White that's cut at 7 by 10. And you'll notice that I started over because I cut it wrong, as usual. I've done this card about 6 times and it's very difficult to understand, but you need to make sure that when you cut your leaf off, you're cutting off enough so that when you take the positive die away, the negative, the part that you leave, the negative piece that you leave, looks like a leaf enough that you don't have to cut off those little pieces. You notice that I'm taking that pick tool and I'm like, if I put this back in, will I need it to make that shape look like a leaf? And I figure, no, that's good. So that's what you need. You need to cut it in such a way that the negative piece still looks like a leaf. We're doing some negative die cutting. The die has some beautiful piercing around the edges, so this is a great die set to do negative die cutting. I think that's always great when you can do something a little bit different. So we have 3 of them here. You can choose to do more with the smaller dies. The second to largest die has a very long stem, and that didn't work out well for me, so I made sure that I did not use that particular die. I'm going to quickly, well, not that quickly, but quickly trace around these leaves. I want to make sure I know where they're at. I'm going to do some ink blending, but I also am going to do the accent die cutting, so I want to make sure that I trace around them. I would suggest you not use a mechanical pencil. I think the mechanical pencil has darker lead for some reason. It's not very light, and of course after you ink blend you can't erase after it. We're starting out with some Bumblebee. I think it's a great yellow for fall. If you watched the first video first, or the previous video first, the sister video I guess, you'll note that I did my ink blending on my water media mat, which was so much smarter. Using it on the glass mat creates a huge mess. I mean, I'm going to have ink everywhere, on my hands, on cards. I don't know why I didn't use my media mat, but I tried to chance it for this last card. Like I said, I made 6 of these. They're perfect for Sympathy, which is just terrible, but we all need those. So next I'm going in with some cinnamon cider. You can choose to make this card more brown with the cinnamon cider, more red with cherry cobbler, more orange with Cajun Craze. I made different ones, different colors, but I really like the brown added in there. I did try a green, the Mossy Meadow, and I just didn't like the green, even though fall leaves of course are green, but there's some of them are still green, but I didn't like the green with it. Just chose to use the richer colors. I'm going to use Post-it tape to hold down my dies here, but you'll notice that I make the mistake 3 times of trying to put the Post-it tape over the ink blended part, and it just doesn't stick. You have to put it on the plate so it sticks. It took me 3 times, but I finally got it. If you would like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. That helps me out. Comment as well and let me know what you'd like to see up next. I think you should be able to see through the light the stitching, the detailed stitching in the middle, so hopefully you will. It looks gorgeous in real life. I'm going to do something silly here. You might think it's silly. I thought I was silly, but I chose to do this a little bit different. I die cut 3 leaves out of the foam, fun foam it's called, I think, and then I adhere them behind the leaves strategically, and I cut some of them and move them around. The first one that I did, I put the front to the back. I should have turned it over, so it wasn't exactly right. So your leaves are not exactly symmetrical. So you have to put the correct, you have to paste it correctly if you're going to do it this way. And I know you think this is nuts and crazy, but I chose 2 ways to do this. I wanted to see if this was easier, and actually I was happier with the way this turned out, this particular method of piecing it all around. I don't know if it was therapeutic or what, but I liked piecing it a little, piecing it so that there was no marks on the front, and I'll show you what I mean when I do it the other way and adhere a full piece of fun foam to the front before I die cut. So now I'm just going to attach these 2 cards together. Notice that I did not leave a mat around it. This is not 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. This is actually a 7 by 5 front. I liked that better. I didn't like the mat around it. I thought that looked silly. So I like that it goes completely to the edge. I did do some splatter, as you can see, but I don't know where it went on the video. Somewhere on the cutting room floor, I guess. But I did do some splatter, just a few, and you do that before you either cut the die cuts in or immediately afterwards. You don't want to make splatters with the panel underneath. It doesn't look right, believe me. I tried, threw that one away. So I like the look of this. Isn't this just fantabulous for a card that is a sympathy or a thinking of you, or you're having a bad day? We don't want to be too excited, but I'm very particular about my sympathy cards. They need to look like sympathy cards. I know that sounds silly, but I don't like loud and flashy sympathy cards, and I think this is just right for a fall sympathy card. I think it's gorgeous. Let me know what you guys think. Would you have your leaves a different color? Let me know in the comment section below. I do really read your comments, and I would like to know what you guys think. It helps me make better videos. Just because you're watching a video doesn't, I don't know that you actually like it. So, and I can't tell who's watching and how long you're watching. So let me know. All right, this is the second way, by using a piece of double-sided adhesive and pulling them out. I tried it with, not using the double-sided adhesive, but using glue, and that's when it really made a huge mess. When you have to adhere it to the card, because when you push the fun foam through your die cutting machine, it moves a lot. So you have to adhere it while you're making your die cuts, or it's just going to be completely wonky. And that's what I did wrong the first time. And that's why I pieced it together like a puzzle the second time. You can do your piercing first or second. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. I can see it better this time, but I wanted to see if it would make a difference, and it doesn't. You can do your piercing before or after you do your color blending. But yes, that is adhering it, but you have to use a double-faced adhesive, or it will just make your paper look wet. I guess it's just awful, but the fun foam really does move. There is also some double-sided adhesive foam in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, but I didn't have any of that. So I used what I could, and this is the first time I used fun foam. It was quite kind of challenging, I guess, to say the least. I learned a lot. The card to the left is the sister card that I made earlier. Hopefully you'll check out that video. This is these two on the right are the same cards. One has the little bit of splatter and splatter, whatever you call them, and I like the splatter better. It just gives it a little something something. See, the top card is a little bit more red, the bottom card is a little bit more brown and orange. They both, I think, look great. I chose not to use Wink Estella. I thought that would just be over the top for a sympathy card. But if you were going to do this for something else, you could spruce it up with some sparkle. Alright guys, I really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching my 5th video. Please leave comments. You have no idea how much I learn from them. I'd like to know what you guys like, what you want to see. Thanks so much.